Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very exciting evening. Extremely cutting edge, extremely powerful, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy tonight, and it'll take your whole life to the next level. So, tonight we are talking about transforming and truly rewriting your past memories for a different present moment and a different future. So this is awesome new cutting edge information that just came through in Australia during my Life Transformed 4-day intensive that was epically off the hook. Oh my goodness, it was just incredibly amazing. I mean, the testimonials that have been coming in have just been incredibly miraculous. Things showing up for people that are truly outside of what should be possible. But that's what happens when we step into Source and when we become empowered. Magical and miraculous things happen. Transformation, effortless manifestation, all of that comes with being aligned with Source. So during my 4-day intensive in Australia, we came across this pivotal process that I want to share with you guys tonight, and that I'm actually going to run you through tonight, okay? So, and we're going to bring somebody on live to be the person that we run the process with, and they will be sort of the representative for the group, okay? So the first question I want to ask you, and you guys can put it into the Q&A box so we can kind of gather all the information that we're actually going to be rewriting tonight. And that is, what past moment would you like to rewrite? What moment do you feel has shaped you in some way that you would like to remember different? That you would like to actually put in the place of the memories that are there, memories that are more supportive, more loving. So what is a memory where you feel like, oh, this really hurts, or this was really tough? Okay? And we're actually going to step you so deeply into Source that you're going to realize that you can actually rewrite these memories. Now, so go ahead and put your memory in the Q&A box, and it can be any one. I wouldn't choose more than one because you just want to feel and know what this process is going to do, and so it can be confusing if there's too many things. So once you get it, yes, you can run it with every memory. Okay? So let's begin to just speak about what is the origin of memories, right? Well, a memory is something that we have, experienced in the past, right? And what are those memories made of? Well, they're made of feelings, how it felt to be in that moment, right? They're made up of emotions, right? How it felt to be in that moment. And they're potentially made up of beliefs, right? What that moment meant to you, how it shaped you. Okay, good. So what if, truly, you can actually rewrite any past memory? What if there was a way to bring you into such deep alignment with Source that you actually got to have dominion over reality, where you get to choose your memory and choose the memories from Source, from alignment, that are now taking that memory's place. Does that make sense? So we're taking a memory that was feeling separate in some way. You were either scared, you were hurt, or you were angry, right? And then there's beliefs on top of that. So we're taking that moment, and then we're stepping fully into Source, and then we're bringing that Source energy through and rewriting that moment to actually remember it differently. Now, here's the thing about memory. I mean, we are taught that memory and the past was what it was, right? But what if the past doesn't actually, it's not a linear construct. It doesn't go from the beginning of time to the end of time. What if time was actually a vertical concept, meaning that all of your past moments are actually happening right now? Your past, your present, and your future is all happening in simultaneity. Right? So that means, as multidimensional beings, that we actually get to have access to any past moment, any present moment, and any future moment. Right? And we get to choose how we experience those moments. Does that make sense? Okay, good. So when a past moment is stuck in fear, anger, or hurt, it's actually existing for separation, right? So there's 3 energies of separation from love: fear, anger, and hurt. Does that make sense? So whenever we feel separate from love, we're scared that we feel separate from love. We're angry that we're separate from love, right? And we're sad that we're separate from love. So if you look at all the experiences of all the past memories, the reason why you felt the way that you felt in that past memory was because you felt separate from love, right? And let me ask you, is separation actually real? No. So what if you actually have access to bring through different memories that are actually aligned with Source? What if you could stand and rewrite the illusionary memory into a memory based in truth? Whoa! Because what happens with these past memories that are separate from love is you end up carrying them around like a heavy backpack. Everywhere you go, you've got this heavy backpack of, well, my mom said this to me and it hurt. My dad said this to me and then this happened and this happened. And so you carry all that around and it echoes out into your present moment and echoes out into your future. That makes sense, right? So as we stand in Source, let's just look at that piece of the equation. Okay, so does God, does love, does life force energy, does Source, okay, does it actually function from separation? Or no, does it actually function from the illusion? Not at all. So there's a whole different story to our life that's actually happening in simultaneity with the separate experience. So along your life path, you've got the separate experience that you feel like you remember, because, right, you've got those feelings of fear and anger and hurt all trapped in there, okay? But that's just the illusion. What's really happening, and the memories that you could actually have in place of those negative memories, is actually memories that are completely aligned, that are aligned with Source. You see, Source is part of everything. I'm part of Source, you're part of Source. We're all part of Source. And as we step into alignment with Source, we actually truly get to transform absolutely anything, including past memories. So whereas you had a memory that somebody didn't show up for you, you can actually rewrite that memory to actually show that they did show up for you. Because God's always showing up for you. Their true self is showing up for you. You're showing up for you, so it's all good, right? So we can actually rewrite those memories. Now, this is a cool and amazing awareness and a very empowered place to stand in. Because in your life, if you could literally rewrite any past memory, any present moment, and any future moment into any experience of your choice, would that empower you to be happier, to be more relaxed, to be more joyful, to allow yourself to have a wonderful, amazing life? Absolutely, right? So this is very, very, very exciting. It's so awesome. It is so incredible. Now, what's kind of wild about memories and past memories are actually not the way that it happened. They're the way that it happened through separation. Okay, so when we collapse the illusion, the memory itself turns into a different memory. Okay, and Source is the higher vibrating glass of water. right? Everything in this whole universe, right? Everything in this planet, all of the energy, everything that is actually truly functioning from source. It's just an illusion that we've been separate from source, you see? So are you guys ready to step into actually rewriting those memories so that instead of dragging you down, instead of holding you back, they actually lift you up? They actually support you. You actually look into your memories in your past, and since they've been rewritten in source, written out, you rewrote them out of the separation and into source, now they have this beautiful, generative, grateful, loving energy flowing in their place. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And this is one of the processes that we'll be taking really deep in my 4-day intensive class coming up in Los Angeles next weekend on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And it's going to be absolutely epic. And this class, this 4-day class, is also available via live stream, so you can do it from your home. So we're going to kind of dive into this process to give you just a breath, to bring your heart into knowing what's truly possible for your life, and that this high level of consciousness, this high level of vibration, is actually something that you can step into, and you can manifest the life of your dreams from here. Okay? So I think we gathered some intake of what memory is it that you are choosing to rewrite tonight. So maybe we'll have Gina share some of those memories so we can get a sense of what everybody is rewriting.
Yes, Rika. So, wow, we've had an outpour of submissions. This is all really amazing stuff. So we've got a very powerful one, which was the first one that came in. This person says, being immediately put in an incubator when I was born for 10 days, untouched by my parents.
Wow, yeah. Ooh, that's a good one to transform. That's a good one to rewrite. Yeah.
Yes, it is. Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. What else, Gina?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you wanted to talk about each one. Okay. So we have another one here. I am still journeying a horrible skin condition that will not stop itching, even right through the Calendra event. It takes away all my joy and shocks my nerves continuously. Lost sleep, etc. Any help would be appreciated in advance.
Yeah.
We've got another caller who says, the moment that I got kicked out of my home of the last 8 years and lost my precious friend and roommate, and also my 2 precious soulmate people, I am heartbroken over this.
Aww. Yay! Yay, let's rewrite it. Oh, this is so fun. Beautiful. What else, Gina?
We have another one. My mother telling me she was going to have a divorce when she had assured me she would not, in a question I asked a bit earlier in time, destroyed my trust in life.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a perfect one to rewrite. Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. Wow, this is going to be epic for you guys. Literally, because as these memories come up, I can feel how much this is consuming your energy. I can feel how much it's dragging you down. I can feel how much it's distorting your present moment experience into one of lack or one of sadness or one of, the world and life not showing up for you. And it's also projecting into your future. So we rewrite these babies, and you don't have to do that anymore. It doesn't have to project into your present moment and into your future. The other thing, too, is that by rewriting these memories, you're actually rewriting them for everybody involved. Now, this might seem like, really? Can I do that? Yeah, you actually can. Like, Source is the higher vibrating glass of water. So when you choose to step into Source and choose to rewrite from Source energy, the truth is the illusion never happened, so it's actually quite easy. And that higher vibrating glass of water, it raises all the lower vibrating glass of waters around it. So you'll have people where you rewrote a memory with your mom or something, she'll start feeling different and start acting different and start remembering different things. And it's all within the power of your choice and deep and direct alignment. Okay, that's the other thing, is like this kind of world of rewriting past memories and really like lifting everybody up in your life, having their memories even begin to have a different energy to them, right? So like as you begin doing this, wow, you are so empowered, because there's nothing that you can't transform. There's nothing that you can't rewrite. So you begin rewriting everything and you're like, oh my gosh, like my life is epic. My past is epic. My childhood is epic. Me being, even with the incubator, like me being born and being loved, all of that's epic. Right? So this is very exciting. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Would you like to share any more, Gina?
Yes. Here's one that I think is really, really cool one, because we kind of just presume it's some, childhood past thing. But here's one: public speaking, terror.
Yeah, there we go.
Right?
Yeah. Now that could be from a past moment of getting up and talking and then having people not receive you, your parents or family, and then it could be echoing out, but it can also be happening in this moment, right? It can also be from other lifetimes, so we can rewrite all that too. Oh, and it'll allow you the space to go, oh, actually, I showed up and I was loved, so I'm good. Okay? Like, I'm really good. Now, when we try to do this from our mind, when we try to do this from the ego, when we try to do this from out of alignment, it doesn't work. So we've got to get you guys into alignment in order for you to have these powers that God actually has, that spirit actually has, that source actually has, if that makes sense. So, yay! Okay, would you like to share any more, Gina, before we bring somebody on live to represent the group here?
Sure. I have another one here. This person says, I would like to replace memories of a violent childhood with a mother who is still, even while dying, who seemed to detest me unless I was of service to her. I felt like I was 13. I left when I was 13. I'm 62 and still dealing with feelings of unworthiness despite years of meditation and spiritual practice. Feeling of having no value, great anger, and grief.
Aw, beautiful, sweetheart. Yeah, baby. The thing is about all these memories is that they're actually already rewritten in love. Like there's a alignment that we can choose when we step into it. There's already versions of our life that exist in different dimensions and different experiences. So through this process, we get aligned, we move into a different God dimension, and then we connect with the memories that are actually already there. And then we replace them with these aligned memories that are aligned with Source. And then what happens is there's a space holder for God instead of a space holder for separation. That might seem like a lot, but it's awesome. And, we're going to take you guys step by step, so don't feel like overwhelmed at all, okay? We just, we'll walk you through literally step by step, and we'll walk everybody through that together. So, oh, this is so exciting. All right, Gina, well, let's go ahead and for all of you guys, just if you didn't get to submit online, just feel what that memory is that you would like to completely rewrite and actually put a different memory in its place. Cool. And is there anybody that would like to act as the volunteer for walking everybody through this process? So if you would like to, you can press *2 to raise your hand.
Okay, Rika, we have hands raising all over the place here. So we have the very first person who raised their hand from Sugarland, Texas. Last 4 digits are 0848, and you are unmuted.
Hi, who's this?
Hi. Oh, answered prayers. This is Marnie. Hi.
Oh, beautiful Angel Marnie. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for being the one that is stepping forward to represent this group. Wow.
Oh, I'm thrilled.
Oh, beautiful. So what memory would you like to rewrite tonight?
I was the one Nina was reading that I said being born, immediately taken from my mom, put in the incubator, and that was back at a time where they didn't know how important it was, like the kangaroo holding and the touch. So I feel like I just reinforce those big fat lies of that I'm wanted, I'm alone, my needs don't matter, and just a whole, and that feeling unwanted, such a strong one, and all this crap that is still, I can feel so strongly still operating in my life. So that feels like my number one.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing this. And we can kind of like feel the energy of it. And when we look at the energy of it and the experience of it, you know, is it true that we're actually separate from love?
I'm sorry, your voice. What?
Yeah, I said, is it true that we're actually separate from love?
No.
No. Okay, so we have the experience of all of this separation, but that's actually an illusionary experience. Does that make sense?
Yes, completely.
Okay, so that's really cool, and it's kind of the first step to begin to acknowledge and to be able to have these conscious powers is, okay, so that whole experience, that whole, not having my parents there, the fear of that, the worry of that, and all of the stuff that stemmed from this, all of that is actually part of the illusionary experience of separation from love. So that's good. Okay, so let's do this. Go ahead and place the memory of this in between us. So here's, the second piece of this that really assists this process is that you're not identifying with it as being you anymore. You're just allowing it to be, an energetic sort of ball in between us. Does that make sense? Because if you identify with it, then it just keeps identifying with you, and then it just keeps in your present moment, it just keeps in your future. But if you actually go, this is part of the illusion of separation. Because actually, if I was in a room of people right now, I would say, how many of you guys have felt like you weren't loved? The whole place would raise their hand. How many of you guys have felt like, your parent, you're unwanted at some point? They're all, right? So it's actually part of the illusion of separation and the illusion of that experience of separation. So you're really working on a part of the collective consciousness to bring into alignment. Does that make sense?
Oh, yes, I really get that.
Oh, so good. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Okay, so now we can allow that whole thing to be something that's in between us. It doesn't necessarily belong to me. It doesn't necessarily belong to you. It's just like, okay, here's this energy. That's it. You just did it. Great job. So everyone, go ahead and feel that memory and all the feelings and emotions and stories and beliefs that go along with that. And go ahead and put it into a ball in between the two of us. Okay, so it's not mine, it's not yours, it's literally just like this package of separation and separate experiences. Yeah, and it's actually a representation of the collective. So everybody has these stories, and we're really working all with the same story and the same feelings and the same emotions, which is all being separate from love. Cool, so we can put all of that in a ball in between us. Oh, that's perfect, good. Good, okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring you into alignment. And from that alignment, you get magical powers, okay?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, and everyone go ahead and repeat what I'm doing here with Marnie for you out loud, okay? And you can do it in your head if you wish, if there's people in the house, but it's nice to say things out loud because your body and your cells hear it. So we're just allowing this energy to be in between us, right? And then as I begin facilitating her, I'm going to get her to repeat stuff, and then you're going to repeat it, okay? And you're going to see how amazing this is. And then you're going to get your magic wand back and be like, oh my God, I can have any life. This is the best moment ever. Okay, so we've got that. So we've got that energy in between us. And we've, number one, acknowledged that this is not the real story. It's an illusionary story. It's an illusionary experience. And so we're like, oh, okay, well, illusion, You're going to be in front of us, and I'm going to step into source instead, right? So go ahead and say to this part of you, this, and for you, having it stem from being a baby and being left, just allow this representation to be that little baby.
Okay.
Okay. And go ahead and tell her, the truth is, sweetheart, you are made of infinite love. Go ahead.
The truth is, sweetheart, you're made of infinite love.
And allow that baby to feel that consciousness and to feel that energy. And for everybody, just allow this energy to feel that consciousness of being made of love. Now, the thing about being made of love, too, is is God made of love? Yeah. Is everything made of love? Yeah. So the truth is, we're all made of love. There's no lack of love because we're made of it, right? So as we tell that part of ourselves that, it begins taking it out of separation and into this alignment, right? You can already feel that pieces have already started to fly off. It's so cool because everything in this universe has been trying to bring you into alignment with Source. So you step into that alignment, well, the illusion's done. It no longer even needs to reflect in your life because you know who you are and you're standing with Source. So yay. So there's actually 5 different principles that we're going to be going through. And then there's the 6th one, which is a special one. So there's 6 different principles we're going to be going through that bring you into such direct alignment that you get your magic wand and you can literally do anything with it. So, okay, so go ahead and ask that little baby, would you be willing to accept that you are made of infinite love? And how does she feel about that?
I get, oh, yes.
Good.
I got immediately, oh, yes, with such relief.
Yeah. So she's going, oh, thank you, you see me. Oh, thank you, now I see me. And she already knows, we all already know that everything's made of infinite love. So when we get acknowledged that this is what is, there's a part of us that stands up and goes, oh, yeah, I know this, right? So it's we're asking for that acceptance, but truly that acceptance is already there. That little baby is already going, oh yeah, I am one with love. Of course. My soul, my heart, my spirit already knows it. Good.
Yeah.
So go ahead and say, the truth is, sweetheart, the infinite loving energy of God is flowing through everything.
The truth is, sweetheart, the infinite love of God is already flowing through everything.
Oh, would you be willing to accept that everything is infinitely loving?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So go ahead and ask her that. Would you be, and everybody repeat this, would you be willing to accept that everything is infinitely loving?
Would you be willing to accept that everything is infinitely loving?
Woof. Oh, she's like, absolutely. So now she's in the incubator, but she knows that she's love, and she feels the pillows and the blankets loving her. She feels the, even the plastics. It's made of love too, and that life force energy is flowing through everything. So everything is loving. Whoa. And the thing is, it's not a personal thing. It's just the way that life functions. We're stepping out of the illusion and into what is real, right? So go ahead and say...
Yes, what a perspective shift.
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. So go ahead and say, the truth is, sweetheart, you are infinitely loved.
The truth is, sweetheart, you are infinitely loved.
Oof. Everything is infinitely loved.
Everything is infinitely loved.
Ooh. So here's the thing. This is not a belief. This is literally stepping into what is. This isn't something that we're having to put in place. It's actually just the way life is. If you look at a baby in a mommy's tummy, is that baby being infinitely loved?
Absolutely.
Yeah, every cell, every molecule, it's like that perfection of the miracle of life is flowing through. It's made of love, with love flowing through, and it's being loved in the process, you know. So this is the way that life is. It's not what we're trying to believe. It's like, oh man, this is the way life is hardwired. Oh, in order for life to exist, this is the way it is because it must be that way. I mean, imagine if there was a baby and if not everything was loved. It's like, would humanity survive?
No.
Life wouldn't survive. So it's nothing that we can contest against. It's like, this is the way it is, like, because it can't be any other way.
Yeah.
Right? So let's just go ahead and ask her, would you be willing to accept that you are infinitely loved?
Your voice went out for a second. I'm sorry. I'm
That's
having
okay.
a rough time with this connection. Do you mind repeating that?
Yeah. Would you be willing to accept that you are infinitely loved?
Would you be willing to accept that you are infinitely loved?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, God, yes.
She's like, oh, thank you for bringing me into source. Ooh, thank you for breaking me out of the illusion. That memory was not real, right? It's like, oh, and it starts bursting. It starts like, and it does it on its own. Like you see God in it, and it goes, oh, yeah, I've always been here. This is what is. This is what's always been, and this is what will always be. It just emerges like, oh, yeah, I was just waiting for you to see me. And then you get to have a different memory. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the next principle, and that is that everything is whole and one with God. So the truth is, everything is a complete unit of God. Like God doesn't leave anything out of anything, right? It's like every being has all of the access to all of the energies. Every animal, every tree, all of it is actually one with God. And each cell, when we look into the holographic, you've probably read some of that, but as you dive deeper into the holographic field to find the original holograph, it's like, oh my God, it's whole and complete. And then everything past that is all reflecting it. It's like, we are all made of wholeness. We've never been missing anything, right? We are whole and we are one with God. So let's go ahead and tell this beautiful baby, sweetheart, the truth is you're whole and one with God.
The truth is you're whole and one with God.
Would you be willing to accept that you are whole and one with God?
Would you be willing to accept that you are whole and one with God? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, feel that. And can you feel this really like solid, strong presence coming from inside of her? Like, oh yeah, I've got oneness. Like I'm part of oneness. Like I'm good. I am, wow, part of it. All this love, all this, and I'm solid in this. Can you feel that too?
Yes, I really feel right. It's a strength and like this light just being released. It's just emerging and all the darkness around just kind of whoosh, falling away.
Oh, yeah, it's so good. Beautiful. So this third step to this alignment, the third principle, is that everything is actually being served by God in the highest. Now, this can be something that from the mind, the ego, or the experience of separation can be a fight, because the mind and the ego is like, oh no, I've been wronged, But let's just put that to the side for a second and talk about what's real, right? And I can give you a good example of how this is in my life. So, May of 2015, I get diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and I have, they give me 8 weeks to live. So is that God serving in the highest? Right? That seems like it would be a real clear, no, God is not serving in the highest, I have cancer, right? But I know that all of you are all psychic and aware, right? So go ahead and look into my life and look into the impact that I would make in 10 years if I didn't get cancer. And look at my impact in 20 years if I never got cancer. 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. How many people do I reach? How many people are transformed? What does this world look and feel like if I never get cancer? Oh, and you can, I know you can feel all the energy of that, right? And so what are you aware of when I say that?
Oh, it just feels like blankets over the sun. Like you can't radiate out to all the thousands and what feels like millions that you can help now, that you are helping now.
Yeah, oh my God, it's so good. Okay, so now go ahead and look at my life having gotten something like having gotten cancer, being given 8 weeks to live, right? And now look at the impact that I make in this world in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. Whoa. Totally different, right? So which one?
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah, which one's more expansive and which creates, a greater impact on humanity?
Having had the cancer.
Yeah.
By far.
Isn't that crazy? So the truth is,
yes,
God is serving in the highest. We are being served in the highest.
Yeah.
There's no exceptions. It's the way that it is. Even when things feel terrible, even when suicide or murder or whatever, when all that stuff is happening, that's actually God trying to escort out all that separation and bring people into oneness and wholeness. And all of this occurs based on our willingness to choose it before we come. So before I came down to planet Earth, I looked at this and went, oh yeah, sure, I'll get cancer for God. No problem. I would do anything for God.
Yeah.
I would do anything for love to reign here on planet Earth. Anything.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of you guys, actually all of you in your heart, share that vision. So as we came down here, we were willing to play all these roles, to bring up all this energy, to release it all, to set humanity free. So even the worst of worst is actually something that somebody agreed to in order to help release all that information in order for love to return and alignment to return on planet Earth. So wow, huh?
Yeah, I could actually, before you explain that, I could feel you burst the world, through your experience it's led you to. So I'm with you 1,000%.
Now, here's the other thing, too. These 6 principles are what transforms humanity.
Yeah.
It's source, but it's giving people a bridge to walk into source. So people haven't had a clear, distinct bridge where they go, and I walk on this bridge, and now I'm with source, right? And so these principles are literally bringing God into reality, into everybody's lives, into the illusion. It's like, rewriting everything, right? So if I wouldn't have gotten cancer, would I have been able to bring through the 6 principles?
No, absolutely not.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes, to say the least.
So we all wouldn't be here in this empowered place, stepping into this alignment and actually transforming these past memories, present moment memory, anything, future memories. We couldn't have stood together in alignment to actually transform the world, which is what happened on Australia. So, we ran all of this transforming everybody's lives, and everyone's like, cool, like, I'm good, let's do the world. And so we began moving into this place of service where we were transforming government, we were transforming the future, we were transforming absolutely everything from source. And it's like, oh my gosh, like everything just, woo. So that's what we're going to be doing coming up next weekend. Okay, but let's get back to the process. So go ahead and tell this beautiful baby, the truth is, you are being served by God in the highest.
The truth is, you're served by God in the highest.
Yeah. Thank you for experiencing this separation for me.
Thank you for experiencing this separation for me.
So that God could escort it out of our system.
I'm sorry. So that God could escort this
separation out of our system.
Oh, so that God could escort this separation out of our system.
And transform us and the world.
and transform us and the world.
So you see, it's like putting the love and the source and the consciousness back even into the experience. Now she's feeling like, oh wow, like I did all this and I felt alone, I didn't feel held, but all of this was actually serving this grander picture and this grander purpose. And she's like, she's willing to do anything for love, so this really isn't a thing. She's like, it's just an illusionary experience anyway, right? You can feel her starting to go, oh my God, I get it.
I could feel like getting puffed up, in a good way.
Yeah.
Like her magnificence in full, splendor.
Woo! Right? So from not being loved to magnificent splendor. Are you guys seeing what's happening here? Like, powerful stuff. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. So go ahead and say, would you be willing to accept that you are being served by God in the highest?
Would you be willing to accept that you were being served by God in the highest?
Even in regards to this.
Even in regards to this. And I get, oh yes, that's what I came here for.
Yeah. And you are serving God in the highest, even in regards to this.
And you were serving God in the highest, even in regards to this.
Oh, and she's like, oh, thank you, you see me, thank you, you get me, thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow. Wow. Okay, so that's the first three principles. Now the fourth one, oh, it's so much fun. Oh, you guys are going to love it. Okay, keep running this out loud with this part, this core memory, right? Because don't just watch, but actually participate. Because all of this can be done all at the same time, okay? So just keep going with us, okay? I'm working with all you guys. Okay, so go ahead and say, sweetheart. Okay, so let me actually explain this before we go into it. So this principle is the truth that God is, or source, love, life, it's all the same thing. Everything is acknowledged by source. Because we're made of source, of course we're acknowledged by source. Source acknowledges us at our pure core of miraculous energy. Like source acknowledges who we truly are, our true intentions and our true heart. How could source not? Right? Because we're made of source.
Yeah.
So source is seeing itself in us and knows that we are who we are, what our true heart and our true intentions are, where we truly come from. So the truth is, everything is acknowledged by God in every dimension. Everything is seen by God in every dimension. As we move into different places, spaces, vibrational ranges, we appear. So we've already been seen by God. There's no place we could go where we wouldn't actually be seen by God. Every part of creation is seen by God, or else it wouldn't exist. Right? So everything is acknowledged by God. Everything is seen by God. Everything is known by God. So we are known by God because we're made of God. So God knows us as God knows itself. So we are, and everything is already known by God. Okay? We are felt by God, meaning that there's nothing we could ever feel where life force energy wouldn't be there with us, feeling it through us. Does that make sense? So there's no place to escape life force energy, which is God, which is source, which is love. Everywhere we go, everything we could ever experience, everything we could ever feel, life force energy is already there, feeling it with us. So there's no way for us to feel anything alone. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Whew. So we are supported by God. Okay? Meaning that life force energy is coming through and it's supporting life. You know, that baby in the mommy's tummy, that life force energy is coming through and it's making brains and neurons and, hearts and all kinds of amazing, miraculous things that we actually don't even know how to do. Like, that's how much God is serving in the highest. That's how much we're supported. It happens without us even doing anything, right? The miracle of life is coming through, being the miracle of life, regardless of anything. Oh my gosh, and it's miraculous. And the other piece is that we don't need to be in charge of the how, right? Because we don't know how to make a brain in a baby's, and connect all the synapses and do all that stuff, or make the heart. We don't know how to actually do any of that. It's God's job. God does the how, right? Source does the how. So we are supported by Source. And the other part of this is that we are heard by Source in every dimension. So molecularly, the observer changes the molecules that are being observed, meaning our vibration is heard already by God. There's no place we could go, nothing that we could aspire for where our vibration wouldn't be heard by God. It's already heard by God. And God hears our true heart and our true intentions, right? God already knows the end game. And Source is attempting to bring us into that overflowing, never-ending life that is waiting for us as we stand in alignment with Source. It's like it's doing everything to bring that into fruition for us, right? So we're supported by God, we're felt by God, we're heard by God, we're accepted by God in every dimension. So there's nothing that we could ever do or say that would take life away from us. Like, life meets us in acceptance no matter what. Right? So even the people that have done bad things or in prison, they still have life force energy. They still have love flowing through. God doesn't withhold love from anybody. God accepts, Source accepts everything infinitely. So all of us are infinitely accepted by God in every dimension, right? So we're already accepted by God. We're already understood by God, right? God actually understands us. How could God not understand us? We're made of God. God understands us like God understands itself, right? So life understands us. The miracle of life understands us like the miracle of life understands itself. And here's the other thing. It can't be any different, or else life wouldn't survive. So it's not like we've done the right things in order to be acknowledged, or not done the wrong things in order to be acknowledged and seen and loved. It's just the way it is. Everything gets this. If it's part of life, this is what comes with life. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. It's a good deal.
It's a good deal, this life thing, right? And it functions from this naturally. We don't even have to do anything, and this already exists. Okay, so let's go ahead and move that part of you, that past memory, into alignment with this fourth principle together. So go ahead and say to this beautiful baby that's in that incubator, the truth is, sweetheart, you are acknowledged by God in every dimension.
The truth is, sweetheart, acknowledged by God in every dimension.
You are seen by God in every dimension.
You are seen by God in every dimension.
She willing to accept that she's acknowledged and seen by God in every dimension?
Are you willing to accept that you're acknowledged and seen by God in every dimension? Yes, please, finally.
Woo! Gosh, you can feel that consciousness arising. It's like, oh, wow, the depth of how she's seen and loved. And God's like, you've never been alone. I am here with you. We're surrounded by angels. There's a whole different memory that actually occurred in Source, in this experience. The angels holding you.
This is everything.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Oh. Okay, so the truth is, sweetheart, you are known by God in every dimension.
The truth is, sweetheart, you are known by God in every dimension.
God knows your true heart and your true intentions.
God knows your true heart and your true intentions.
Would you be willing to accept that you are known by God in every dimension?
Would you be willing to accept that you are known by God in every dimension?
There you go. And now we're allowing that space in her to go, of course God knows me. God, like God sent me. Like, of course God knows me. I'm made of God. Like me and God created this mission and I accepted. Yes, of course God knows me. There we go. See, you feel that? Woo! Okay, so let's go ahead and say the truth is, sweetheart, you are heard by God in every dimension.
I'm sorry. I'm going out. The truth is you are what?
Heard by God in every dimension.
Okay. The truth is, sweetheart, you are heard by God in every dimension.
Would you be willing to accept that you're heard by God in every dimension?
Would you be willing to accept that you're heard by God in every dimension?
Woo!
Like it was such pleasure.
Oh, God, she's like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And it just expands. It just takes over the experience. It's like, whew. The truth is, sweetheart, you are felt by God in every dimension.
Truth is, sweetheart, you are felt by God in every dimension.
You can't feel anything alone.
You can't feel anything alone.
God is feeling it for you.
God is feeling it with
you. Yeah. With you and for you.
With you, for you. Did you say with you and for you?
Yeah. It's a big wow. Yeah, because here's the thing, life force energy is coming through, and these feelings, like life is supporting life itself in us, right? So these feelings and emotions of separation aren't serving. So life comes through, and it's like, here, I'm gonna feel this for you and through you. Just let me take it away. And so when
yes, finally, yes.
Exactly. Oh, so when we're empowered, we let the process happen. When we are scared or don't have all of our conscious tools, don't know how to stand with God, haven't taken this training, right? Then we fight it. We're like, oh, it's because of this, and this is why I feel this way, and and I'm so upset, and I feel betrayed, and you just compound a whole bunch of story on top of it, and then it keeps life from coming through and escorting it out of your system. Amazing, right? So, woo! So the truth is we're felt by God in every dimension. Woo! Yeah. So let's go ahead and just ask her, would you be willing to accept that you are felt by God in every dimension?
Would you be willing to accept that you're felt by God in every dimension?
Oh, everyone, feel that. Whoa. Whoa, that changes the entire rest of your life. I mean, all of us does, but whoa, that's so cool.
I got such a sense of words won't do it justice, but relaxation of my entire being. It's like I came down and just stood in to such safety and relaxation. And I'm telling you, I've been fucking with this for 52 years, plus God knows how many lifetimes. And so I just feel so loved and blessed and heard and taken care of to be walked through this process with you and finally allow it.
Oh, sweetheart. My honor and my pleasure. And wow.
I can't even tell you what this means to me.
Oh, well, thank you. And thank you for blessing us with this transformation, because you're walking everybody through it. So thank you.
Good. It's been so painful.
Yeah.
The lies, just liberated. And when you said this is affecting the rest of my life, it just hit me in the heart and the gut and everything in the best ways.
Absolutely, because standing in this alignment actually changes your body. And it changes how you are in life. You walk through life knowing that you're supported. And so support shows up.
Yeah. And I have to say, I'll just say quickly, I honestly believe that this other piece that goes right with it, the struggles with health and energy that I know are directly related to this and have been just such misery. Yeah. And I just know that this too is so directly to this freedom.
Absolutely, because the reason why we have that lacking energy is because we're not allowing source to come through. We're fighting the universe.
Yes.
Right? Have you guys noticed?
Yes, it makes so much sense.
Yes, yeah. So good. So, when we believe that separation is real, it takes all of our energy to fight what is. So talk about lacking energy. There you go. Talk about chronic fatigue. There you go. It's that interaction and the illusion of separation and putting all of your life force energy into that instead of allowing that life force energy to flow through you, coming from those 6 principles and allowing it to support you fully, right? And it's like God's doing everything for you. Life and energy doesn't actually belong to us. It's something that flows through us. We're all part of life. Right? So, we start being that, and then we start allowing all the energy of the universe to flow through. There's no way to have limited energy. Yay!
Oh my God, this is, there are not words for how profound and just fucking amazing this is.
Oh my gosh, girl. And you ain't seen nothing yet, man. We got 4 days together just bringing you into such deep alignment, handing you back all your magic wands, letting you fly, letting you be empowered, letting you feel free in life, letting you magically manifest anything. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So you guys, just in case you want to check this out while we're finishing this process, it's at rikainla.com. It's coming up next weekend. If you aren't live on the live stream, don't worry. You're actually also going to be able to get the recordings of that when you buy the live stream. So if you have something going on for the weekend, don't worry about it. If you can make it for 1, 2, or 3 days, fantastic, because all of that will be part of that live stream option too. And if you can, buy a plane ticket to LA and just join us live and dive into this beautiful bath of source energy and let everything be magical again. Let it all be aligned again. It is gorgeous. It's beyond. Oh, and it's so exciting because we get to do this work live and in your life, and it's palpable. You have the experience of it. And once something is experienced, you can't not experience it. Once it's known, you can't not know it. And you begin using these tools, and it's like, oh my gosh, this is the way it's always been. So let's keep going with the process. This is so exciting. Okay, so the next part of it is that you are... Did we do the supported by God? We did the felt by God. That's where we stopped. So go ahead and tell her, sweetheart, the truth is you are supported by God in every dimension.
Sweetheart, the truth is you are supported by God in every dimension.
Everything is supported by God in every dimension.
Everything is supported by God in every dimension.
Would you be willing to accept that you are supported by God in every dimension?
Would you be willing to accept that you are supported by God in every dimension?
Oh, it feels so good. She's like, yeah. Yeah, okay. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. So go ahead and say, the truth is, sweetheart, you are accepted by God in every dimension.
The truth is, sweetheart, you are accepted by God in every dimension.
There's nothing that you could do or say where you wouldn't be accepted by God.
There's nothing you could do or say where you wouldn't be accepted by God.
Would you be willing to accept that you are accepted by God in every dimension?
Would you be willing to accept that you are accepted by God in every dimension?
Oh gosh, feel her. Wow. Can you feel her like shining?
Yes, yes. I have my own personal symbol, and it feels like she's turned into this cherry blossom tree in full bloom, which has been for years now, my symbol, me coming into me.
Aww.
So that's you.
Yay! Yay! So go ahead and say, the truth is, sweetheart, you are understood by God in every dimension.
The truth is, sweetheart, you are understood by God in every dimension.
Would you be willing to accept that you're understood by God in every dimension?
Would you be willing to accept that you're understood by God in every dimension?
Oh. And you can feel her going, wow. You can feel all of your guys' selves going, oh my gosh, God gets me. God understands me. I'm completely understood. When people don't understand me, it doesn't matter because I'm already understood by God. I'm already seen by God. I'm already acknowledged by God. Oh, I'm already loved by God. I am loved. Not because I did all the right things, but because I am, because that's what love is. Love is loving me right now. Oh my gosh, this is so easy. It just is. Woo! Wow. So let's move on to the principle number 5.
I'm moved to tears.
Isn't it so good? Oh my gosh. Oh, beautiful.
Oh, God, yeah.
Beautiful. Wow. I ran this today with a really huge transformational leader who's like a national, best-selling author of like 1 million books and stuff, and she was also in tears. She was like, this is the
I
most
believe it.
amazing. And it's like, yes, and we can run this with anything. Oh, we can run this with ourselves. We can run this with money. We can run this in our relationships. We can run this with past memories. We can run this with present moments. We can run this on future moments. So we get there and it feels like this. It's all here. We can do it on our house. So our house knows what it is. Like that it is made of God and how God functions. Like, whoa, sky's the limit, baby. It's so cool. Oh, it's so beautiful.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, so the last principle is that everything, everyone, including ourselves, are actually made of infinite possibility. So although things can seemingly feel finite, but science actually shows us, quantum physics shows us that it's actually all infinite. Like there's no reason why anything should be solid. It's all infinite, right? So every situation is actually infinite. It's not held in finite. It's only held in finite when we believe that it's finite. When we allow God to hold it, it's infinite. So instead of your memory being caught in this finite world and stuck there, it's like when it's held in God, it's actually an infinite loving memory. And it changes the feeling of it. It's then free to be like, oh, I'm infinite. I'm not finite. This little baby is infinite, not finite. You're infinite, not finite. Everything is infinite, not finite. And that's actually what's really happening. It's not like I made it up and we want to believe it. It's like, no, that's actually what is. So let's just wake up now instead of later, right? Like, let's wake up to the truth.
Came to me the phrase, it's the ultimate elixir.
Exactly. So let's go ahead and say to that little baby, the truth is, sweetheart, you are made of infinite possibility.
The truth is, sweetheart, you are made of infinite possibilities.
Everything is made of infinite possibility.
Everything is made of infinite possibility.
Even this memory.
Even this memory.
There you go. Whoa. And go ahead and say, would you be willing to accept that everything and everyone, including you, are made of the infinite possibilities of God?
Would you be willing to accept that everyone and everything, including you, is made of the infinite possibilities of God?
Woo! Oh, wow. Oh, wow, everyone.
She has left the incubator, left the hospital.
Exactly.
Not shit anymore.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there's a sixth principle that literally takes this into the God dimension. Like, so let me just ask you. So, God is love, right? Has God ever been anything other than love? No, right? God is made of love. Now, God is love. God has always been love, and God will always be love. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's already done. Right? So we can't actually change these five principles. Like, no matter what humanity projects onto God, God will still be this miraculous life force, because that's what God is. And what's wild too in science, they keep searching for this thing called the God particle that they feel like is going to help explain the miracle of life or whatever. But they can't ever see it because they're not allowed to. You know? Right? We can't actually project onto this God particle that it's limited. Like, we're not even allowed to do that. These five principles are unchangeable. They're just the way it is. They're also the way it's always been. So our memories have not served us right. They say, oh, if my memory serves me right, this is how it felt. It's like, no, our memories have not served us right. God, source, is everything, and this alignment has always been there. It's only been an illusion that you've ever been out of alignment, that you've ever been separate. So God also will always be these five principles. There's no way to stop it from being these five principles. So us as beings can either choose to accept this is what is and live in this world that's real, or we can continue to suffer. But at some point, you're going to know that this is all that is anyway, so let's just go ahead and accept it now. Okay, so this next part, so God itself is already love. Already loving, already loved, already serving in the highest, already whole and one with God, right? All that's already happening because God can't not be itself. It's just already there. So, so if God is serving in the highest and you wish to manifest what is in the highest and God is already serving in the highest, how quickly do you manifest what serves in the highest? Can you see that, what I'm pointing out there? It's like when you step into the sixth principle, it's already done. You're standing with God. It's always been done. The five principles have always been this way. So you step into a level of miraculous manifestation where everything has already happened. Well, it's already done. So let's allow it to be.
I love it.
Yeah, it's like taking manifestation into a whole nother universe. It's like things instantly manifest, things instantly transform because, well, it's already done in God. So why don't I step into alignment with what's real? That these five principles are already done, and allow them to already be done. So the ego and the mind and separation always wants things to be a process. No, you're in the process of being loved. You're like, no, actually, I've been loved for all of creation. Like, there's no way for me not to be loved. So just notice that when you guys are running this process and when you guys are interacting in your life, because if you're ever in the process of, well, I really want to manifest this, you haven't fully stepped into alignment, therefore it can't fully manifest. Does that make sense? Whoa.
Yes.
Little bit of an aha moment with that one. Yeah.
Huge.
Huge. So when we're in the place of I'm trying to manifest, we're actually putting out the energy of not manifesting. When we step into the sixth principle of these already being done, we're functioning from it already manifesting. That allows it to have already manifested. Can you guys feel how big this is?
Yes, I will take that.
It's amazing. Oh my gosh. Okay. So now with that piece, right, we're just going to bring it into the sixth principle and then show you how you've actually rewritten your memory and now it's actually different. Okay. So go ahead and feel again that energy of that memory and what we are writing for everyone. And we can feel that baby. Okay. And we can just say, sweetheart, the truth is you. Go ahead and say, sweetheart, the truth is.
Sweetheart, the truth is.
You are already made of love.
You are already made of love.
Everything and everyone is already made of love.
Everything and everyone is already made of love.
Sweetheart, the truth is.
Sweetheart, the truth is.
You are already being infinitely loved.
You are already being infinitely loved.
Everything and everyone is already being infinitely loved. Oof.
Everything and everyone is already being infinitely loved.
The infinite loving energy of God is already coming through everything.
The infinite love energy of God is already running through everything.
Including you.
Including you.
It's already done.
It's already done.
It's the way it is.
It's the way it is.
The way it's always been.
It's the way it's always been.
And it's the way it always will be.
And it's the way it always will be.
Whoa. Wow, can you feel that?
I could feel a shift of her, me wanting to be here after so many times of not wanting to be here anymore.
Oh, because now you're actually here. You know,
yes.
Of course we wouldn't want to be here.
That's what that grounded, relaxing feeling was. Right. Now I understand.
Yeah, that grounding feeling. And it's interesting because when you move into the already done, it's like, oh, of course, and your whole body relaxes, but you're really high vibrating and really here and really grounded. And it's like, oh, yeah, got it. Wow. Woo, that's awesome.
Yes.
So go ahead and say, the truth is, sweetheart.
Truth is, sweetheart.
Everyone and everything, including you.
Everyone and everything, including you,
are already whole and one with God.
Are already whole and one with God.
Will you accept?
Will you accept
that you are already whole and one with God?
That you are already whole and one with God.
Ooh, that everything and everyone is already whole and one with God.
That everything and everyone is already whole and one with God.
Whoa. Whew. You guys feeling that?
I can feel huge judgments falling away, like even a lifetime, and I'm sure more of the medical community of what, I mean, I'm telling you without, I won't take the time, but I could feel just the freedom of releasing myself and others from the judgments I've had so associated with all of this.
Yeah, absolutely. Because here's the thing, too, is that if everyone is already whole and one with God, we in our lives don't have to be the ones responsible bringing everyone into wholeness because they're already whole. So it takes the pressure off. Same with love and being loved and being loving. Like, everyone and everything is already infinitely loved. So we don't have to be the ones providing the love because God has already provided the love. We get to come from, I am already loved by God and everything is already loved by God, and meet the part of them that already knows this. That's actually what
I know this isn't a word, but I feel unslaved.
Yes. Yes. Woo! Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, beautiful. Yay. Okay, so let's move on to the third principle of everything being served by God in the highest. So go ahead and say, the truth is, sweetheart.
The truth is, sweetheart.
Everything and everyone, including you.
Everything and everyone, including you,
are already being served by God in the highest.
Are already being served by God in the highest.
Would you be willing to accept?
Would you be willing to accept
that everything and everyone, including you,
that everything and everyone, including you,
are being served by God in the highest?
Are being served by God highest.
No exceptions.
No exceptions.
Oh my gosh, you guys,
I could feel like wings came out.
Yeah. Whew. That moment just literally transformed everything for everyone. Like, it's all different now. Like, wow. Woo! Amazing, everyone. And it's so cool. Like, we're not, we're just accepting what is. We're like, we can either accept it now and live in it or accept it later, but it's going to come to the point of where we're living with Source. So may as well just accept it now. It's just the way it is, right? It's not personal. It's just what is. Woo! Yay! Okay, so go ahead and say, the truth is, sweetheart, everything and everyone.
The truth is, sweetheart,
everything and everyone, including you, are already acknowledged by God in every dimension.
Are already acknowledged by God in every dimension.
Would you be willing to accept that everything and everyone, including you, are already acknowledged by God in every dimension?
Would you be willing to accept that everything, everyone, including, is already acknowledged by God in every dimension?
Oh. Yeah, feeling that arising. Whoa, that's so good. Would you be willing to accept that everything and everyone, including you,
would you be willing to accept that everything and everyone, including you,
are already seen by God in every dimension?
Are already seen by God in every dimension.
Whoa. And you can feel like all of the multidimensional self that you are just coming up and going, yes, I'm already seen by God. Like, all these parts of you returning, all of these parts of you now acknowledged by God. They get to be acknowledged by God, get to be seen by God. Like, your whole field is like, oh yeah. Can you feel that?
I could feel, I so appreciate you putting the words to it, because I could feel her like spinning up. It felt like out of a cocoon.
Yeah.
And yes, that's the feeling I had of that spiraling up and out.
Woo! Would you be willing to accept that everything and everyone, including you,
would you be willing to accept that everything and everyone, including,
are already known by God in every dimension?
Are already known by God in every dimension.
Woo! Yeah. Wow. Would you be willing to accept that everything and everyone, including you,
Would you be willing to accept that everything and everyone, including you,
are already heard by God in every dimension?
are already heard by God in every dimension?
Oof. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. I can feel with all of you guys that there's been parts of you that are acting out and screaming out and trying to get fixed and trying to get right. But it's like as you let yourself already be heard by God in every dimension, you become very soft and quiet, like you no longer are trying to, prove that you deserve to be heard. It's like, oh, God hears me. Okay, I'm already heard by God. I'm good. I'm heard. Ooh, yeah, it's amazing.
That's monumental.
And go ahead and say the truth is, sweetheart. Or actually, let's do this. Will you accept that everyone and everything, including you,
would you be willing to accept everyone and everything, including you,
are supported by God in every dimension?
are supported by God in every dimension?
Ooh, feeling that depth of infinite supportive source that is just now flowing through, because this is the way it is. And this is the way it already is. It's already done. We're all already being supported.
It's like pure peace for the first time.
Oh, yeah. Woo! Would you be willing to accept that everything and everyone, including you,
would you be willing to accept that everything and everyone, including you,
are already felt by God in every dimension?
are already felt by God in every dimension?
Wow. Oof. Whoa. Okay, this is so cool. Can you guys feel that no matter where you go, no matter what you feel, you've already been felt by God, so you meet God there to feel it with you and through you. Like, oh yeah, so now there's nothing to be scared of. Because God is there in it all, feeling it with you, feeling it through you, escorting it out of your system. It's like, oh, awesome. Now you don't need to hide anything. Feel it all. Let it all be. You don't need to resist anything because you're just meeting God. It's like, hey, I'm good. I'm already felt by God in every dimension. Life force energy is already flowing through every part of everything, feeling everything for me. Energy is not mine. Energy is Source's energy coming through. So I let it come through. I let it support me. I let it feel and feel all this through me and with me. Fantastic. I am so not alone. I've never been alone. I can't even be alone. And it's already this way. It can't not be this way. It has to be this way. Oh, it's so beautiful.
And I could feel myself shedding that misery of feeling like I need to prove, I need to be perfect.
Yeah.
It's just like letting all that agony go.
Yeah, beautiful. Oh my gosh. So go ahead and say, would you be willing to accept?
Would you be willing to accept
that everything and everyone, including you,
that everything and everyone, including you,
are already accepted by God in every dimension?
Are already accepted by God in every dimension.
It's already done.
It's already done.
Oh, this is transforming everything too. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so good.
I can be me. I can be me.
Yeah, absolutely. You're already accepted by God. There's no way to not be accepted by God. Everything we could ever say, do within any illusion is already embraced and held and accepted by God already. It's already done.
Yeah.
You don't need to be accepted. You're already accepted. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Powerful.
Would you be willing to accept that everything and everyone, including you,
are you willing to accept everything and everyone, including you,
are already understood by God?
are already understood by God?
It's already done.
It's already done.
It is this way. It's always been this way, and it will always be this way.
It is this way. It's been this way, and it will always be this way.
Great. Oh my God, feeling that. Woo! It's so complete. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the fifth principle, would you be willing to accept that everything and everyone, including you,
would you be willing to accept that everything and everyone, including you,
are already made of infinite possibility?
are all made of infinite possibility?
Oof. Wow. Feeling her accept that, because it already is. And go ahead and say, it's already done.
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 What is done cannot be undone.
What is done cannot be undone.
What is known cannot be unknown.
What is known cannot be unknown.
Sealed by God, sealed by God, sealed by God.
Sealed by God, sealed by God, sealed by God.
Woo! There you go, beautiful. Wow. Okay, so now, since everything and everyone, including you, is already, already functioning from these principles, would you allow the angels to show you the memories that actually truly took place in God?
Wait, would I be willing to allow the angels to show me what? I'm sorry, hon?
The memories that actually took place in God, in Source.
Yes. Oh, yes. The memories that actually took place in God.
Yeah.
Yes.
So everyone, just go ahead and bring your awareness up. And we now invoke the angels and the presence of God, well, now that we're standing in the presence of God, to show us the memories that actually took place. What the new memory actually is, or the memory that's always been there. Now that you're aligned with the six principles, that old memory doesn't need to happen the same way. It can actually be different. It can actually support the six principles. It can actually validate the six principles. It can actually be a generative, beautiful energy in your life. This time during coming out of the womb for you and being birthed into the world can actually be oh yeah, I've been loved since, before I was born.
Yes.
I've been held by God and the angels. It's all been actually this way, not the other way. Because that separate illusion is no longer required. You're now standing with God, and that's all the memory was meant to serve. So now it's served its purpose. We can go, thank you so much, old past memory. You can now be erased. It's okay. I release you to God. Now here's the other thing, is that by standing with God and releasing that and allowing this to be different, it gets to be different for everybody involved. So your parents were acting out the separation with the way it all went down, right? They were acting out their own separation. Well, what if they no longer need to feel bad about leaving you in the incubator because something different actually happened?
Oh, that is so beautiful.
Yeah, like a new energetic memory of being loved because love is all that is. Having the life force energy and everything around you be loving because loving is all that is. Being loved because that's all that is, right? Being whole and one with God because it's already that way. And they can actually be a part of this memory for you. And what you're going to find is, are they alive or have they passed?
My mom is, my dad has passed.
Okay, so what's beautiful about this too is by allowing them to be part of this new memory with you, it actually gives Source the ability to have something else take its place. And then what you find is, Source is now in the place of that memory, and there's a new vibration of that memory. There's new feeling of that memory. So as you go to see them or whatever, energetically they're going to look to see, do you remember that we left you and this is, and they're going to feel, no, it's actually different now. And they're going to fall deeply into God's arms and have a different memory with you.
That's amazing. And I can feel it changing my relationship with brother. I can feel it changing my relationship with child. Just that whole theme, alone, separate, not heard, not seen, not wanted, not belonging. I mean, there's nothing that doesn't touch.
Exactly. So would you now allow there to be a new memory for you that is loving, aligned with Source, knowing that, gosh, it's like this beautiful serving in this highest, acknowledged, seen, heard, loved, felt, supported by God and by everything, because that's actually what is. And would you also allow all of these people in your life to be part of this memory with you?
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. And I could even feel and get a sense of like the doors opening to then this allows in my health, my wealth, my twin flame, like everything, just everything flooding to me in celebration.
It's so true, girlfriend, because this entire separate illusion has been existing to get you home to Source. You're home to Source. Now nothing needs to be held back. It can all show up. It can all be here. There's no longer a story of not...
Today is my true birthday.
Yep, exactly. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is like a billion answered prayers in one. And I don't need to work my ass off to have it. I claim it. It already is forever.
Yes. And for everyone and everything. Because that's what God is. So then you come to life from that. And now you have this new memory of what life is here on this planet to support that, to encourage that. So as you bring your awareness up, and it's really a kindness to invite these people in your life into this memory, because this is the memory they want to have too.
Yes.
This is the memory of them showing up and representing God. This is the memory of them holding you, them being there with you, them acknowledging you, them seeing you. It's like, it's a kindness to embrace everybody in your life and say, yes, you are welcome in my memory of being completely aligned for all of existence. Why? Because nothing else but alignment has actually existed. So it's also not a lie. It's actually just true. We're waking up to this truth. We're waking up to a new past. We're waking up to new memories. And we're offering all of that to the world, saying, hey, you know what? Alignment is all that exists. And there's a new past when you're in alignment. There's a new present moment when you're in alignment. There's a new future when you're in alignment. And guess what? Everything and everyone, including me, are all part of this. And the other thing is, it's already done. So here's what that does. That allows you to quantum leap into the life where you've already manifested this soulmate. You've already manifested the wealth and abundance. You've already manifested. It's already done. So it's like, instead of having to struggle and go through like challenges to bring up the stuff, it's like, actually, I'm going to straight to alignment, which is actually used to be in my future, but since this process, it's not in my future, it's now. Right? And then you get to go, cool. So from this alignment, none of that stuff needs to be kept from me any longer. The universe doesn't need to bring up separation because I'm not separate. I'm in alignment. Your job's done, illusion. Now everything in abundance, come through me, around me. You know what? It's already here.
And I can feel like my purpose being and rippling out finally too. And it's the most beautiful thing on earth that it involves everyone. Like, I was so focused on that sort of victim stance of what happened to me. Yeah. And to realize, as you're saying it, from all their points of view and liberating them as well is just so fucking beautiful.
It is so beautiful, and this is what we came to this planet to be and to bring back into reality.
Yes. I feel like my work is done. I can be happy, but now I'm ready to live.
Exactly. And you get to be, the experience of it. You get to be the walking embodiment of heaven on earth.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. Oh, I'm so happy. Thank you so much. Thank you. So,
God, I can't thank you enough. Could never. It's like, can I give you, I don't know. I just get this feeling of like wild horses running free on the beach. I just want to express my gratitude to you. There are no words. I just love you more than you could ever know.
Oh, well, thank you. And infinite love. I infinitely love you infinitely through every dimension. And God loves you infinitely through every dimension. And God loves me infinitely through every dimension. And it's already done. Oh my God, we just get to share in this love. We just get to experience this beautiful life. Like, wow, it gets to be a miracle again because it's always been a miracle. It gets to be magical because it's always been magical. Oh, hallelujah. Okay, so I would love to say too, like, that just by this one time for an hour and a half, like, it's like you've gotten it to the sense where you could be this and implement it and have it in every aspect of life. And we've done some miraculous work here, but there's ways in which you've been programmed, to actually take yourself away from this. I mean, you guys have noticed this too. You have these total realizations, and then you go into life and you're like, oh, I just got caught with that stupid thing again. Or my mind just took me away from this. Or I was aware of somebody else's fear, and then I took it on, and then I started, right? So we need to straighten out everything so that you can't exist anywhere else.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's what we'll actually be doing together next weekend, starting on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Now, this is a live course in Los Angeles. So being present is always the best option. Like, if you can fly in, flights are really cheap right now. If you can fly in and show up in LA, it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes from the airport, super easy to get to, okay? And you can experience this live, which is going to be absolutely epic. Now, if you can't make it live, or if you have other commitments or whatever, jump on the live stream, because we're literally going to walk you through absolutely everything. Like, this training is it's never been like this. It is so beyond epic. I've actually just arrived, and Life Transformed has just arrived at what we're actually here to do in the world. And it's this. So if you've been to another level 1 and 2 class, like, it's completely different. Like, I've written a new 45 pages to basically clearly bring you into the six principles and then clearly give you the complete awareness of how not to function from the mind and the ego and, the old realities. Like, it is so epic and easy and fast and beautiful. Wow. And as you can tell from this live stream, you get so empowered. You're like, oh my God, I can manifest anything. I can have anything. Transformation can be effortless. Well, all of this is available now. But I need more time with you guys to be able to fine-tune every part of your system to where you live here. Because, hey, I don't want you to live anywhere else. It's not even real anyway. So that's happening at rikainla.com, rikainla.com. And the cart is closing for the live stream on Sunday night, you guys. So grab your spot. The other thing is you're going to be able to answer or ask questions live, so you'll be part of the event. Okay, but the card is closing for the event on Sunday night at midnight. So jump in there, whether it's live or live stream, get it, receive it. You're just going to be like, this actually, truly, standing in the six principles is all we have ever wished to be, all that we've ever dreamed of. It's like it's what we actually came here for, right? It's the life that we truly came to lead. And as you can see in this process, it allows you to connect with your life purpose. It changes the energy of how you function in your body. It gives you that infinite life force energy coming through. It basically transforms everything. Now, the illusion doesn't need to hold back the loving relationships because, you're already loved. And loving energy is already coming through you and everything's already loving. So it's weird, but everybody starts looking like a soulmate. Because you're like, well, in what's real, you guys are all, right? And then you vibrate that into reality. And guess what? Reality validates what you vibrate into reality. Right? It shows up to meet you wherever you are. It always has. So we bring you into this direct alignment. There's nothing you can't manifest. There's no life that is out of reach. Everything is infinitely possible. And the other thing is you can use this on everything. You can use this on the house that you live in. And it will know itself as God. And it will appear as God. And it will be already done this way. And it's like it holds a different frequency. You can do future events and future moments to where if you're going to have a family gathering, just go there energetically into the future, run the principles. When you show up, you will be standing in the six principles and everything will already be there because it's always been there, right? So it allows us tools to step out of separation and the illusion of separation and actually step into what is real, which is life is this beautiful, giving, loving life force energy. It is heaven on earth waiting for us to recognize it as what it truly is. So thank you guys for this live stream. Thank you for taking this journey with me. And we would love to hear from you guys in the Q&A box. What is it that you've received? How do you feel? How has this actually transformed, your experience with life? This is so exciting. Oh my God, I feel like I've been waiting infinite lifetimes in, even planets. Like I've been for all of this to come to this moment to be able to hand you these tools. Like, wow. Oh my gosh. And I can't wait for what we get to be and bring through in the 4-day class. Like Australia was epic and every class gets even more epic. So what's going to happen in LA is just going to be nothing like this universe has ever seen, right? And it's already done. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so great. So Gina, would you like to share some of the comments from people? And before we do that, Marnie, I just want to say thank you so much. You are an angel here on earth. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being the love that you are, being the heart that you are, knowing that alignment with God so fully that you allowed this big, huge universal door to open for everyone. We so appreciate you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for saying that. Oh, I feel that. It's beautiful. Thank you. I love you so much. I'm just infinitely grateful. I'm so glad I could help others and myself.
Yeah. So keep being this, keep running this process, okay? Like you can start with, oh, thank you God for being infinite love. Thank you God for being infinitely loving. When you start with that thank you, if you're running it just on yourself in the present moment, it activates that gratitude in your heart and everything begins awakening back to this. So and let's keep working on this, right? Because this is literally it. There doesn't have to be a million processes anymore. This is it. We hit the Mac Daddy here.
Oh. All right. Oh.
Thank you, Marnie. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're so welcome.
Aww. Oh my gosh, Gina, so incredibly powerful. And gosh, whenever I have you guys for like an hour and a half or 2 hours, I'm like, please give me 4 days with them. Like, I've got more. I can see stuff in your system that needs to be corrected for this to be a natural way of being. Like, life is just this way. And these 6 principles create you as stable, right? So you no longer have that emotional experience of like the highs and the lows. You're stably in a high vibration. It's like no longer like up and down, but like, I'm living in what is. Life is amazing. So Gina, would you like to share some of the comments from everybody out there?
Yes. Let me hit refresh here. We had a lot come in. Let's see. So we've got, this was absolutely amazing. I have searched for a creator source and I've found him in my soul. This is very great. Sadness has fallen for a bit. Now I feel awesome. It is so good to not feel sad. I am free to be me.
Oh, Gina, oh my gosh. Crazy, right? From sadness to bliss. Like, this is what's possible, you guys, and it's possible in every area of your life. So literally join us in LA next weekend for the 4-day intensive. It's going to be epic. You will have never felt and experienced anything like this on planet Earth. Like, you'll just be like, oh my God, I'm home. I am here. It's awesome. Cool, Gina. What else?
Yes, Rika. It is. It's this whole process, these new processes that you have introducing to us is magical. It is amazing, and imagine doing it for 4 days and really having that instant transformation happen. It's you just have to be there, and this is going to be. Am I correct that this will be the last time that you'll be teaching this particular 4-day intensive? Correct.
Yes. So when I got cancer, I was like, I've got to create a class that literally downloads everything in one course, right? And now I've arrived at that everything with the 6 principles and with the ego training work that we do. So now it's completely complete, right? And so this is the last time that I'll be teaching this material. And what will happen is our 200 coaches, Life Transform coaches from around the world, will be the ones that are teaching this material, and I'll continue teaching more advanced material. So this is the only time that you can actually get this anywhere. This will be the last time I'm actually doing it. So there's never been a better moment. And in case you didn't know too, if you've taken this course before, for the live event, you actually get to receive a repeater price, which is 50% off. So there's that too, right? So it's just going to be epic. Oh my gosh. So you guys go to ricanla.com. Just go ahead and click that button. Join us, because it's going to absolutely, instantly, and effortlessly transform your entire life and your entire energy field. Like, wow. Oh, beautiful, Gina. Is there anything else that you would like to share from everyone out there?
I think that's it. We have people asking about roommates. We are definitely, we can connect you with some other people who have also inquired about roommates.
Wonderful.
So we've got Alana, Shelley, who has asked about that. I will connect with you directly. If anybody else has logistical questions like that about the event, please feel free to email us at info@adventureinoneness.com. That's info, INFO, at adventureinoneness.com. Anything logistical about the event, we can absolutely help you out with that. And roommates, especially if you're planning on coming to LA in person, and any other questions. If you have attended this event in the past We typically have it around this time every year. And you would like to come again to learn these new processes. So it's going to have new teachings by Rika, the 6 principles. And you want to come again, we do have that repeater price for you. You can also email us at info@adventure and oneness. Let us know that you have attended in the past, and we will absolutely take care of you with that.
Oh, so perfect. Oh my gosh. And hey, you can also do it in the comfort of your home, in your pajamas, and interacting with me and the class on live stream. So it's amazing. Yeah, I am so excited. I'm actually excited for humanity. Like, I'm excited for you guys. I'm excited for your lives. I'm excited for you guys to step into, like, oh my God, this is it. This is the way it's always been, and have everything manifest around you that's been waiting to get through, like waiting to come into your life until you got aligned. And this process is incredibly impeccable. Okay. But we got more to do, because we have some cutting edge, incredible ego trainings that keep you from functioning from that ego separate mind. You know, it keeps you from jumping into that. You'll literally have space from it and know how to go around it, know how to get in alignment, know how to not listen to it, because it won't be inside of you like, oh, this is me and this is just the way life is, and you're just functioning from it. We're creating space from that to where you can make choices around it. You can notice it for what it is. That kind of stuff is like, you know, we need you for more time, because there's going to be things that come up. Well, what about this? Well, then how does it work here? But I'm confused here. You know, we need that time together to sort out your whole system to where you can just live effortlessly in the 6 principles that are already done. So I am over the moon excited. This is going to be the most powerful, most epic, most instant transformational class that I've ever taught, ever. And it's going to be really out of this world and out of this universe. So right now, just feel into your heart. Are you meant to be a part of this? Are you meant to receive this? Are you meant to give yourself this gift of 4 days getting in that direct alignment, feeling your body move into bliss? You know, feeling your heart and soul being completely fulfilled, knowing what you're here for. You know, and we had miracles literally happen in class, because God doesn't function from time or rules. So all of a sudden, everything starts manifesting, you know, from houses selling to money showing up to, I mean, in class, literally. It's like, oh, illusion done, into source, bam, here it is. Like, so it's going to be really fun to hear from you guys the miracles that show up around you in your life as you stand with God. Because as you know, God is a miraculous manifester. Source, life, love, miraculous manifestation, right? So we step into that. Oh, baby! Not only is everything possible, it's all showing up around you effortlessly.